Welcome to Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd Cryer. I am your host, and I'm here with my co-host, Charles Doze.
It's me. It is Charles. I'm here.
Howdy, Charles. You seem brighter than normal, and I seem darker than normal.
What kind of question is that?
It's not a question. It's just a statement. I don't know. I changed cameras, so
Is that better?
I may be darker than normal. Yeah, you look a lot better.
Heck yeah, because I'm awesome like that.
You are
I
awesome.
my camera, and I was like, it just fixed itself. So what's up?
Not
What's
much.
happening?
What'd you do over Sunday? I saw you Saturday.
Yeah, I hung out with you Saturday.
Yeah.
Made me feel good. I sit around, I watch movies like we do most of our time.
Yep. That's about all we do. I got a new Firecast or a Fire Stick.
Oh yeah?
And I was playing around with that. So I don't know if I like it better than my NVIDIA Shield, but it's a different experience.
Something different to use.
Yes, sir. Well, everybody, we want to thank you for joining us today. Today's topic is 1981, the year in horror.
Lloyd's favorite year.
That's my favorite year.
81.
I think 81 is fantastic. I think it's one of the best years for horror movies ever, maybe.
I know we debate about this, but I have to say it was a good year. There's a lot of good stuff happening in 81.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff in 82, but I don't know why I like 1981 so much. Maybe it's because it's so slasher heavy.
Yeah, very slasher heavy in 81. 82, I guess we'll talk about next week. We'll dive into that.
Definitely.
Well, 81 started off with a bang. January 14th, 81. First movie really that came out was Scanners. I like
Scanners. Love that movie.
I remember being a kid and I saw Scanners and I wanted to scan people. It's not a healthy thing as a child, but I saw people and I was like,
That's what those movies kind of did for us
here.
Young men. We wanted to emulate that. You wanted those powers, right?
I want to scan this mofo right here. He's in my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really, I mean, I think it's hard to say which movie is your favorite of Cronenberg's. That's really, really hard. But that is one of my favorites of his. It also had a great score, though. Howard Shore did the score to that. And Shore, of course, went on to win a bunch of Oscars for Lord of the Rings. He did the score for Lord of the Rings. So there's that. But he did almost everything for Cronenberg, like down the line, I think, even when he moved into like more dramas.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, these directors seem to find people and they just kind of stick with it, and I guess they work well together. And Shore was probably one of those guys that he really worked well with. We've got the trailer. Do you want me to go and cue it up?
Yeah, we've got a fun little. This is a TV spot, so let's play that.
Okay, here it goes.
You are watching the live filming of a theater audience reaction to scenes from the motion picture Scanners. 10 seconds, the pain begins. 15 seconds, you can't breathe. 20 seconds, you explode. Experience the terrifying power of Scanners. Their thoughts can kill. Rated R.
Scanners now showing at a theater near you.
Scanners now showing at a theater near you.
Definitely one of the greatest scenes in a horror movie of all time.
That movie blew everybody's mind when it came out.
Literally blew everybody's mind.
Literally and figuratively. They did that scene too, like a whole bunch of weird crap. Like they just threw whatever they could into this prosthetic mold. It was like hamburger meat and garbage. They're like, just throw it all in there. We're gonna shoot it.
Do you remember who did the effects on that?
Dick Smith.
Did he really?
Yeah, Dick Smith did makeup on that. Yeah,
that's incredible. One of the all-time great effects guys.
Yeah, Exorcist. I know he won an Academy Award for Amadeus, but that's not horror. Well, I guess kind of horror. You can consider Mozart horror. He was a creep.
Yeah. Well, Scanners is one of my all-time favorite films. Period.
I'm scan you right now, Loyd. I'm scanning the shit out of you, Loyd. Yes, son of a bitch, Loyd.
And then Michael Ironside. We got to talk about Michael Ironside being in that film.
Love Michael Ironside.
I know he's somebody that we've tried to get as a guest at the show for years, and I guess he just works all the time. But we have tried endlessly to get him as a guest.
Maybe your voice is so attractive that it just people don't want to come. They're like, no, that guy's obviously too beautiful.
Well, they don't hear my voice in emails.
I'd love to get him, mainly because I love him in Total Recall, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Richter!
I think Scanners is the one that, stands out in my mind the most when I think of Michael Ironside, but he's gone on to do so many things. But what else can you say about Scanners?
Scanners is awesome, and if you haven't seen Scanners, you should really go watch Scanners. I think it's one of those movies that's. I think a lot of people have either saw it when they were younger, and there's people who just sort of never watched it. It's kind of like a weird mix down the middle. So, if you haven't seen a lot of Cronenberg, it's definitely a good one to start with. Work your way up a little bit.
Definitely.
What else?
Well, next in January 16th of 1981, we had the Frank LaLoggia directed film Fear No Evil.
No Evil.
I'm going to be honest with you, Charles. I don't know a lot about this film. I know I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years, but it's not something that I've ever sat down and watched, and I don't know why.
It's horrible.
Maybe that's why.
It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie with a great. It's a horrible movie with a great soundtrack. The soundtrack had like Sex Pistols, Ramones, Patti Smith, Talking Heads. That's pretty much the best thing about it. It's not a good movie. I can't really say much else about it. I will not recommend anybody to go watch this, but if you want to watch it, it's probably around somewhere.
The only thing that I sort of remember about it, wasn't there something on a basketball court and somebody throws a basketball at somebody?
His eyes are all lit up. He's like, yeah, I'm the anarchist. So if you guys don't know, the movie's about a kid who figures out he's the Antichrist, and these two lady archangels come down to smite him with their smite power. Lance knows, Lance. It's awful, Lance.
Yeah.
Lance knows exactly what's going on.
There's quite a few people that are commenting and they're saying, it wasn't very good. And someone said, it's so weird. I remember it being weird too, but I just don't remember.
That needs to be our next Frightmare cinema. We're going to make everybody watch Fear No Evil.
Fear No Evil. You must watch.
You must watch. There'll be two people on there like, God, I hate you guys.
Yeah, well, I don't know that everybody would enjoy that.
I wonder if Bradley would enjoy that. Bradley, are you out there? It's probably Bradley's second favorite movie.
I do have someone that said it's awesome. So there you go.
Said it's awesome.
La Belana T.
Well, you should. Oh, well, they said Lavanya said they'd watch it with us. All right, well. I had it cut off at 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It is actually. It's the same guy who directed Lady in White. Matt had actually commented that. Lady in White was a lot better.
It was a lot
better. And I don't think he did anything else after that. I think he did a couple of TV movies, and that was pretty much it. Yeah. I assume everybody probably went back and watched this movie, and they're like, don't hire him. Who the hell is this guy?
Bradley says, I've seen it. All right, Bradley.
Bradley, I knew you would. All right. Well, Lloyd's most favorite movie came out February 9th of 81. Porno Holocaust.
Oh, yeah. That's my
Porno Holocaust. The first cinematically released Italian film containing hardcore pornography.
Well, it does say one of the first, so
one of the first movies. Somebody was like, you know what we need? Somebody's like, they've made all these movies. We really need Porno Holocaust. It'll really set everybody straight.
There needs to be porn and blood and guts and gore.
It's Joe D'Amato and Bruno Mattei. That's what they did.
Yeah, and I mean, there's nothing you can really say about Porno Holocaust that the title doesn't already tell you.
Let me tell you guys this: you can't Google it on your work computer. All right, you can't Google it with your friends and family around. You can't watch it with your friends and family. You have to watch it alone in a closet in shame. Knowing that you've subjected yourself to this, and you probably don't want to tell people you do it.
There is an American Blu-ray of it out there, though, if you can track that down.
There is.
So, yeah, I mean, somebody...
I can guarantee you that's not going to be the next film we show on Frightmare Theater.
Yeah, I don't think that would work out very well. I don't think Twitch appreciate that.
Maybe I'll edit it down. Maybe I'll edit it down to like a PG version. It'll be like 4 minutes long. Oh, Porno Holocaust. Oh no. Over. In credits.
The end.
The end.
All right. Well, we'll move on. Everybody knows Porno Holocaust. We've talked about
Everybody knows about Porno Holocaust.
So here's a great one. Came out February 11th, 1981. And this is right up there in the top 10, I think, maybe top 20 of all-time best slashers. My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, yeah.
By George Mahalka. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably just...
George Milwaukee!
So it's this is a great slasher flick. It sticks pretty close to the slasher tropes. And it's a great slasher film. Everybody knows about this movie. We even had The Killer at the show a couple of years ago, and he was super busy. It seemed like everybody was super excited to meet him.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. My Bloody Valentine was really one of the better films to kind of come out in that wake of Halloween and Friday the 13th. I think the way it was presented didn't really stick with audiences at the time because they mostly wanted gore and nudity, and a lot of that movie was hacked up by the MPA when it came out, and I think it got a lot of undeserving negative reviews when it first started, and it really is a great movie. It's got some good character development. It's got a good story to tell, so hopefully everybody's seen My Bloody Valentine. If you haven't, it's around. There's Blu-ray copies, right, Lloyd?
There are a lot, and that just got re-released by, I believe, Scream Factory, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, it's readily available, and I believe they have reinserted most of the cut scenes that were unavailable for a while. I think that there was a studio release Blu-ray that came out before that, and it had a lot of the scenes added back in. Let's see. We've got My Bloody Valentine is a slasher classic. Love that Scream Factory put out that collector's edition with the gore back in. Really good transfer too.
Wander This World 97. I agree with you.
What's that?
So I really agree with him. It's a great slasher classic. It's one of those ones you got to see. Got to watch it. You got to check it out. Yeah,
and we had London says that Joe Bob's hosted a screening at the Texas Theater. We also hosted a screening on Valentine's Day a couple years ago with God, it's killing me. Is it Peter? What's his name? The guy that played the miner. Can't remember his name, but he was in attendance. He was there at the show and did a little Q&A afterwards. It was a lot of fun. Matt Orsman said, I enjoyed the remake, actually. It was fun. I did too, and it's even better in 3D. It's a lot.
Lloyd loves some 3D.
I do love some 3D.
Lloyd watches everything in 3D. He doesn't even care what it is. It's 3D.
He's
like, I'm watching The Aristocrats in 3D. I'm like, I don't even know how you do that because I don't care.
I'll watch anything in 3D. I don't care. I love 3D. It's just fun. And I guess it was around 84, 85 when they started bringing horror movies back to the theaters in 3D. But I love that stuff. That's another discussion for another time when we get to that year.
3D, yeah, 84.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 81. February 27th. Final Exam.
Final Exam.
Final Exam. Have you ever seen Final Exam?
I have seen Final Exam.
It was a weird movie. So it was it wasn't really gory. Yeah, so here's the newspaper article you would have seen for it. Final Exam. He's come back. Some may pass the test. God help the rest.
He's come back.
Tried to be Halloween though. Look at it.
What does that remind me of? Oh, He's Come Back. That reminds me of another movie.
Another movie? What could it be?
I don't know, but I don't know. There's something about that silhouette guy with the big butcher knife that seems familiar to me as well.
I mean, this guy who comes back and seeks revenge. What could this possibly be? Maybe it was an original film. Who knows?
It could be Final Exam.
Final Exam.
I'm just mistaken. It has nothing to do with any other movies.
Final Exam. Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. It's a Halloween ripoff.
So let's say this. It was a ripoff of Halloween. Wasn't gory. It took like an hour for it to even start as like a slasher movie. There was some fun stuff with it, but I'd give it like this many thumbs. I can't see my thumbs. There you go. Half a thumb. The poster is cool. I gave Loyd a picture of the poster, which he posted up a minute ago. So, because I saw that and I was like, I really remember I loved the image, and I really like old newspaper articles of horror movies. It's really cool to see them in that black and white with the theaters around them. I love that.
I'm a nerd, so when I was a kid, when the movies would come out in the theater, I would clip those and save them. And I still have a few. I have Evil Dead 2, and I think I have Hellraiser and a few others that I clipped out of the theater, out of the paper.
It's just fun to see it because you see like what people used to see in all these defunct theaters, and you kind of wish you could see them in theaters again. That movie was crap. Thanks, Billy. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt.
The weird thing is it's been released and re-released and re-released again several times on DVD and Blu-ray, and they just keep re-releasing it. It's like somebody must be buying them.
So it wasn't the Final Exam. It just keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back.
Just when you thought it was over. Here's the special 3D 4K version of Final Exam.
Get bored.
Like, we never asked for this. Well, now you're going to watch it. It's 4K 3D, god damn it.
Maybe that's why they keep making it, is nobody's watching the other copies. Moving on, here's a fun one. March 4th, 1981. Directed by Ovidio G. Assonotis. You know me in pronouncing things.
Can you say it again 3 times faster, man?
Ovidio G. Assonotis.
Ovidio G. Assonotis.
He directed this cool, crazy movie called Madhouse. And I think it's great. Have you seen Madhouse, Charles?
I have. And I think it had a different title. Little Girl. There was a little girl or something.
I think something like that. It's cool. It's got kind of a little twist to it. The thing that stood out to me the most about Madhouse was that it was scored by the same guy who scored Cannibal Holocaust, Riz Ortolani. And some of the music even sounds like Cannibal Holocaust music. You remember in Cannibal Holocaust where you would hear the little laser sounds? Pew! 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 Well, he decided to use those again, and it's in.
He's like, nobody will know. Nobody will ever know what I've done here.
I have created laser sound.
Lasers. They are the lasers.
But that's a cool thing. I think it's still available from on Blu-ray from Arrow.
Yeah, I mean, Orlani, I mean, his scores have been. He scored like hundreds of movies. Like that's not even a joke, and they've reused his stuff too. I mean, they even reused it in like Django Unchained. Used some of his stuff. It's just he did so much for so many movies. It's crazy.
Well, he won like an Oscar for something that he did with Frank Sinatra, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I know he won a Grammy Award. I don't know. Who knows? He probably did. If he didn't, he should have.
Maybe it was a Grammy. I thought it was an Oscar for some. I know he did the music for Mondo Cane.
We'll say he won the Oscar because he should have.
He should have won the Oscar. Well, anyway, Madhouse, it's highly recommended for me. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I know it's not, it's a silly movie, but it's fun. And it's got Riz Ortolani's score and a video of Sonatix, who also did some other weird, crazy stuff. So I say check it out.
Sonatix.
Yeah.
So I know Madhouse wasn't. So it came out in 81, but it didn't actually come out to the United States until 1983.
Is that right?
2-year gap. There's a lot of these Italian movies, though. That happened a lot.
Really?
Italian movies.
Well, it totally feels like a 1981 movie.
He went on to direct. Well, he went on to be the uncredited co-director of Piranha 2, which I might remind you, Piranha 2 was directed by James Cameron. Yes, it was. James Cameron directed Piranha 2, The Spawning.
Is he's not even listed as directing that anymore, is he?
No, he's like uncredited, like super uncredited director. I think he directed a large portion of it.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to the next.
March 13th, 1981. Toby Hooper's The Funhouse.
Yes.
Welcome to the Funhouse. Oh!
We have already had a bunch of people bring up the Funhouse in chat.
Thank you, everybody who brings up the Funhouse, because what a fantastic movie that is.
So I'll go back to Morgan.
Semi-obscure. Still semi-obscure. Some people still haven't seen it. They don't even know about it. But there's people who freaking love it, and I love it too. It's fast-paced. It's atmospheric. I love that movie. It makes me happy, Lloyd.
I love it too. And it's a great
Funhouse.
To me, it's up on that top slasher list. It's definitely upper echelon slasher. It's got everything that a slasher movie is supposed to have, and that's what I love about it the most. And
this was the last of like low budget Toby Hooper. This was like right before Poltergeist. This was like the end of the times.
Yep. And it was before Life Force too, right?
Life Force. I directed that movie. I sure did.
Are you going to tell your Toby Hooper story?
No, we'll save that for the year Life Force comes out.
Okay, we'll save that. It's a great story, y'all.
Which one? There's like 7 of them. Which one are we going to tell?
I don't know, man. There's a bunch of them. A bunch of great.
Toby Hooper had some fun times. Let's just say that, everybody.
We might have have we already told one Toby Hooper story on the live stream already? We might have.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So. We'll save it for later.
All right.
The Funhouse, definitely top rated. Check that one out if you haven't seen it. Seems like most people have.
I have never seen the Funhouse. Travis, you have got work cut out for you. You better be writing notes. And not on your computer. I want physical notes, and I want you to show them to us afterwards. I want it to be a long list that says Funhouse. 12 times, Funhouse.
I can't believe he hasn't seen it. Morgan's right, though. Great creature effects. Love how the killer looks. It's like a mask underneath a mask. It is.
Yeah, very cool. Much so.
So next up, let's move on. There are 2 werewolf movies that came out in 1981, which I would consider both to be in the running for the number 1 werewolf movies of all time.
That's a hard discussion.
I think I could make a case for it. The first one, March 13th, 1981, directed by Joe Dante, is The Howling.
The Howling. Phenomenal movie. With my woman Dee in it. I love Dee.
groundbreaking as far as you got Rob Bottin effects, and Rob Bottin was a master. So, those were incredible effects, and we'll get to American Werewolf. Do we have that on the list tonight?
American Werewolf is on the list tonight. American Werewolf was an 81 release.
There it is. I'm looking at it. Yep. American Werewolf in London. I don't know, man. I mean, and I know that even still to this day, there's a little bit of tension between the creators of The Howling and the creators of American Werewolf in London, because they both think they have the best werewolf movie. And it's a shame it came out the same year. It really is. It's a shame they had to compete with anybody at all, because those are just classic, fantastic, great werewolf movies. And directed by Joe Dante. You got
The Burbs.
yeah, Joe Dante. And you got, of course, with Joe Dante territory, you always have Dick Miller.
Yeah.
He's in every Joe Dante movie. Our notes say, based on the novel of the same name by Gary Bradner, the success of this film helped Dante's career with Warner Brothers, offering him director's chair for Gremlins. Yep. And 7 sequels were made. They were terrible sequels, though.
Don't ever watch the sequels. Watch The Howling, and then after you watch The Howling, if you haven't seen it, pretend nothing else exists, okay? Nothing else ever exists.
Yeah, Howling 2 is just, it's crazy. It's got Christopher Lee in it, and what's her name? Sybil Danning, right?
Yeah.
And it's just terrible, but you can kind of watch that one. You can get through it. I think Howling 3 was the one in Australia. Howling 3, the marsupials. Am I right? Was that what it was? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Freaking
none of them exist except for The Howling. I wiped them all out of my memory. There's only one Howling movie now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Kendall Lloyd says American Werewolf in London had the best werewolf transformation ever, in my opinion. I agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
But I love the look of Bottin's werewolf. It's crazy.
That's where you start getting your debate, because the transformations, we'll get to American Werewolf in London, but the look and the story is just fantastic in The Howling. And granted, it was based off of a book, but they really took it and made it something phenomenal. Like you said, it's kind of sucks that it came out the same year, because they kind of overshadow each other. They're both amazing, but the year they came out, they sort of overshadowed each other because they were so good.
Well, one year, and I'm not going to name names here, you guys will just have to use your imagination, but one year at Texas Frightmare Weekend, we had a guest from American Werewolf in London, and we had a guest from The Howling, both at the same show.
Uh-oh.
And we had planned to do a panel with both of them, so they could The Howling was this, or the American Werewolf was this, and it was all going to be fun and positive. But one of the people did not want to do that panel.
No.
Because that's what I say. There's still a little bit of tension, I think just because they came out the same year and they had to compete against each other, and I think that was all it was about. Todd Seeley says Eddie Quist's transformation was scary as hell. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And that's why, like Charles said, it's hard to, you can't really compare them, because they're both great werewolf films on their own.
Yeah, and I'd say enjoy them both. And maybe one of those things where don't try to compare them, just enjoy them both. We got to that point. Watch them back to back. It's fun.
It is fun.
Oh, Lord. The next one is another crappy movie I don't like.
I just watched this one 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Really?
After many, many years, I hadn't seen it, and now I remember why I didn't like it.
March 20th, 81, we've got Omen 3, The Final Conflict. And thank God it was The Final Conflict, because I couldn't take another one.
Well, 1 and 2 were great, though. I like
1 and 2 were great, but the third one killed me. It was like a knife. Just, God damn it, Charles.
Even Sam Neill couldn't rescue that train.
And that's Sam Neill.
I know. And he's great. I mean, if he had better material, I guess he could have pulled it off. But Man, it was bad. You know, here's the problem that I have with Omen 3. Omen 1 and Omen 2, what they both had in common was those great creative kills. Omen 3 had none of that. They just
had nothing.
Most of the kills were like off screen, or they were real lame.
Yeah,
they were terrible. It was almost like they said, well, we want to make another Omen movie, but we don't want to do what made the first two so successful. There's no way.
And when they brought it out, like when it was first released, it was only called The Final Conflict. Nobody even knew it was a damn Omen movie. They had to change the title to Omen 3, The Final Conflict. Right? Yeah, people were like, "What the hell's this?"
It's almost like they were embarrassed of it or something.
Like, don't name it The Omen. Well, we have to. Don't name it The Omen, but nobody's gonna see it.
We don't care. That's fine. Whatever.
I like the next one coming up.
Inseminoid.
Inseminoid. Has anybody seen Inseminoid? Please tell me you've seen Inseminoid.
Honestly, it's been years since I've seen Inseminoid.
It has a great poster. That's why I gave you the poster. The poster is, I love the poster.
Yeah, let me pull that. Let's see. Go ahead. I'll pull it up for you.
Essentially, it's a space movie where one of the people is impregnated by an alien creature, forcefully impregnated. And the poster shows what happens when the alien thrusts himself into this young woman with his inseminoid.
And the guys in the space shoot her in the private areas with laser beams.
Those Cannibal Holocaust. Pew, pew! This movie is... I think it's a fun movie. It's I don't know. It's one of those movies that I don't know, I enjoy watching it. The poster's fantastic though. The poster is like she's birthing this lady. She's like, "Oh my god, it's coming out of my privates," and they're like, "Pew! No, help me!"
I have that movie, and I need to revisit it because it's been forever and ever. I don't remember hardly anything about it. I remember Judy Geeson was in it.
Judy Geeson was in it.
I'm
gonna just tell everybody that I enjoy it, but if you watch it and you hate it and that bothers you, don't come looking for me. All right, I'm not telling you to watch it. I'm just saying I liked it. Okay, I'm not recommending it to nobody. I'm saying I like the damn movie.
That's the way we should have started this whole thing. Is just because we like it doesn't mean you're gonna like it.
That should be our new tagline. Just because we like it doesn't mean you're gonna like it. Jesus.
Yeah. I like Madhouse, but I'm not gonna guarantee that anybody else is gonna like Madhouse.
Todd Lewis said that Inseminoid just got a release on Blu-ray. It did actually, but if you want to check it out, it is on Tubi for free. I know that. So before you spend money on the Blu-ray and you're weird like me, go to Tubi. You can watch it on there.
I may go check that out. I've got Tubi, so I may go check it out and refresh myself. Todd Seeley said he had Judy sign that.
Nice, awesome. Todd.
Yeah, Judy was.
What did she sign for you? The Blu-ray or?
Hey, look who we just had show up.
Miko
Hughes. What is up, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man.
You joined us, yeah, Miko.
We gotta get over to what year did Pet Sematary come out? Was that 89 or 90? I can't remember. But man,
I'm gonna watch Pet Sematary too, but I don't want to watch Pet Sematary too.
Miko says 89, I believe. Miko, you got to go on the show while you're watching. Give me a holler, man. We need to have you on.
Yeah, give us a holler. We'd like to talk to you one-on-one. It'd be cool. Yeah, Miko. So,
sorry, got derailed a little bit. You got to give a shout out to Miko Hughes when he's watching, though.
Of course you do. It's Miko. Jesus, we can just stop the show. We can just talk about Miko movies the whole time now.
Absolutely.
All right, let's start off with his first movie. All right, come on, we're doing the whole thing.
I don't know, but I want to play with you.
I want to play with you. Actually, if we keep going, Miko, I'm gonna end up just doing all of your lines from Kindergarten Cop, and then you'll just leave. Be like, that's it. You dirty son of a bitch. I'm out of here.
So, did we cover Inseminoid? I mean, is there anything else?
Enough.
So it's basically an Alien ripoff, sort of, right?
Sort of. Everything was an Alien ripoff after Alien, though. That was the problem.
That's true. Anything that
Alien came out and everybody was like, "Holy shit, we have to make Alien again." They're like, "Yep,
you got to keep making them because it's good."
This one, instead of it coming out of the stomach, it's going to come out of her cooter. You're onto something. I'm going to give you $26 million to make this movie now.
Okay, we'll act like you're not here, Miko. Miko's not here, Charles.
Who the hell is Miko?
Never heard of the guy.
Who is Miko?
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. March. Oh, this is you. You go for this one.
Eyes of a Stranger.
Yes.
Eyes of a Stranger. Huh?
Tom Savini effects.
Yeah, he did do the effects, and most of his stuff was cut out of that one because they could get their damn R rating. But Ken, what's his name? Widerhorn. You know what? I suck with names too. Ken Widerhorn. How about that? Did that sound like his name?
It's close enough.
Well, he was the director. He did Shockwaves before this. After this movie, he did Meatballs 2, and then everybody stopped caring about him. So that's pretty much the summary of that. I have seen this movie, but I have not seen this movie since I was probably like 15. So I don't know if my opinion of it is skewed.
I revisited it a couple of years ago. It's more like a thriller, is what it is. Because there were people that were like, we want to make a slasher film to capitalize on this slasher craze, but we don't really want to make a slasher film, but we'll make it look like a slasher film, and that'll get people in the theater, but it'll really be a thriller. There were a lot of those movies made.
And it was the first movie Jennifer Jason Leigh ever did. There's that.
It was the very first one?
Yeah, it was her first movie.
Travis says Meatballs 2 was an Alien ripoff. Yes.
Well, because Alien came out, Travis, and they were like, well, shit, now we're going to make Meatballs 2. Let's make it like Alien. Yeah. It'll work.
So, yeah, I mean... What?
So, I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Eyes of a Stranger.
That's
also Lord's nickname for me. He's my Eyes of a Stranger.
I am your Eyes of a Stranger.
Eyes of a Stranger, Lloyd.
I just want to say it was really, and I've said it before already, but it's more of a thriller movie in my opinion. So
you can't say thriller without me singing, so you got to get off the thriller phrase because I'm just going to bum 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 bum.
You're not going to miss anything if you don't see it. But
you're not going to miss anything. Don't go out of your way looking for it. If you happen to find it and it's free and you've got nothing to do and you're maybe stuck in a bed, watch it. But don't go out of your way.
There you go.
Right. That's all we have to say about that. And remember, just because we like it doesn't mean that we're recommending it for you.
Exactly. All right. Next up, The Black Cat, Lucio Fulci, April 4th, 1981.
First of 3 movies Fulci brought out that year. 3 damn movies that crazy Italian bastard brought out that year. And all of them are good.
They worked him way too hard.
Jesus.
This had Mimsy Farmer in it.
It had
Mimsy Farmer and David Warbeck. David Warbeck, which was he in Hell of the Living Dead? I mean, not Hell of the Living Dead.
Not Hell.
Gates of the Living Dead.
Gates of the Living Dead.
Or Gates of Hell or whatever the hell it was. The other Lucio Fulci zombie movie.
Yes.
Correct.
You are correct.
You are correct.
You are correct.
So, directed by Lucio Fulci, had Patrick McGee, Mimsy Farmer, Al Cliver, and David Warbeck. It's loosely based on the Edgar Allan Poe story, but very loosely. And it was very violent, very great film. But it also kind of fits that slasher mode that we're talking about from 1981.
Well, this is the golden age of slashers. So everything had to be a slasher or an alien movie. There's only 2 movies you can make. You either had to be a damn slasher or you had to make an alien movie. Take your pick.
Right. So that's a fun movie. I'd highly recommend that. Who's got that out right now? Is that an Arrow one also?
I don't know. I think it was. I don't know if it's been released in a long time. Has it? I know Angel Bay had a release out a long time ago. I can't remember who has it out now though.
It's Arrow. Yeah.
Of course, it's Arrow. Arrow's got everything good.
And I can't remember if it's in their box set, but they had a box set. Oh yeah, it's the Edgar Allan Poe's Black Cats, 2 adaptations on Blu-ray. So it had Black Cat and Your Vice is a Locked Room, and only I have the key.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, Loyd. I'm glad that you have the key to my locked room.
I do have that.
It's a skeleton key. Whoa.
Let's see.
One thing I do know Black Cat though. The score is great. Pino Donaggio, who also did the score to the Howling that same year too.
Pino did tons of scores, great scores.
Pino Donaggio, I do all the scores. I tell you about all the scores I do. I do the werewolves and I do the black cats. I do all kinds of types of animals. Yes.
I did scores for movies that made about the animal.
Only about the animals, though. No other movies. No. Nothing about anything else. No aliens. Okay, no aliens.
Out of my genre. Excuse me.
Warbeck wasn't in Gates of Hell. Christopher George was. That's what Todd Seeley said.
Why am I thinking? Who was? He was in another zombie film though. Warbeck, was he in?
Look, Todd.
In
our version of Gates of Hell, Warbeck is in it. I don't know what damn version you saw. Me and Loyd have our own special versions of these movies, all right? Yeah. We put whatever the hell we want in it. Like, me and Loyd's version of American Werewolf in London has Jerry Lewis in it. Top that, okay?
Oh, yeah, he was in The Beyond.
Yeah, he's in The Beyond.
That's where I get him mixed up. All those white guys look the same, though, so I can't tell them apart.
Travis said, it's funny that Charles has the Book of the Stand on the shelf while we're kind of in it. We do.
Yeah. That's just a great book, period.
It says, in 2020, oh my God. Let's put that back here. Stand.
So it's 7:42, Charles. How are we doing? How's everybody doing on time? Are y'all good on time?
You guys want to talk off yet? We're about 3% done.
Yeah, just about. We have a whole list. And speaking of The Beyond, go ahead. Wait, no. I'm skipping myself.
Cannibal Ferox.
Cannibal Ferox. I don't even know what a Ferox is. Does anybody know what a Ferox is? If you could tell me, I would appreciate it.
Ferox is a man named Loyd that was born in Texas.
Well, that came out April 29th, 1981. April 24th. And that's Umberto Lenzi.
Yeah, that's a Lenzi movie. And that's a fun movie. Let's just say that. Lenzi did, of course, Eaten Alive that we talked about from 80 before. Yeah, it's a little graphic, that movie. It's a little fun.
It is.
I gave you a picture of the poster, didn't I? I gave you a picture of the poster, I think.
I think so. Let me pull it up while I'm talking here. I remember.
There it is. Great poster, though. It's so colorful.
Great poster. And the first time I saw this, it was titled "Make Them Die Slowly."
Make Them Die Slowly. And it was also called Women from Deep River in Australia. I would have went with Women from Deep River. That sounds like that could have sold in the American market, but it was only Australia.
Well, the answer is boring because one of the original Cannibal films was called Man from Deep River. So they were just playing.
I'm telling you, if you put this in the U.S. and you called it Women from Deep River, everybody would have been like, oh, I'm going to go see that. It got all kinds of women in it from Deep River.
And they're in the river. There. It must be like a wet t-shirt contest.
Wet t-shirt contest. It's going to be all kinds of titties and slashes. I like it. Deep River.
Let's go see it.
Oh, yeah, tonight. And then people saw this and they were like, what the hell is Ferraco? Carambolo Ferraco? I'm not going to go see that.
Cannibala.
What is this? Calubala?
So Cannibal Ferox was super
Clorox. Cannibal Clorox.
Cannibal Ferox was super, super violent. We had a male genitalia mutilation, and we had female genitalia mutilation. So
that's Saturday night for me and Loyd.
Yeah, and then we had cranial mutilation, and this had another guy that did a ton of Italian films. He's one of those that took on an American name, and Jerry Lewis.
Features Jerry Lewis in his only horror role. Jerry Lewis. No, don't believe me. It's not him. John Morgan, was it?
Yeah, some John Morgan. Isn't that what he went?
It was John Morgan. His name was like Giovanni Radici or something.
Giovanni Radici.
Nobody's gonna know me when I change myself to John Morgan. I will be in all the roles, every role. Mine's not. MTV Max said he watched Cannibal Ferox this afternoon. That's what I'm talking about.
Giovanni Lombardo Radici.
Radici. If you ever tried to get Giovanni Lombardo Radici. Well, we can't get him because we don't know what the hell his name is. He's got 14 names. How the hell is he going to fly here?
Actually, I have talked to him in email, and he really wants to come. I can't remember what happened. This was years ago. He really wanted to come. He told me he would ride a freight ship over to the United States if I would bring him in. But he's like a super nice dude.
I know he said many times that he wish he wasn't in Cannibal Ferox because how racist and abusive the movie is towards animals. And I know we talked about Cannibal Holocaust, but this also has a lot of animal bad things in it.
Yeah.
If you don't like animal cruelty, don't watch this one. If you like animal cruelty, you've got a lot of problems. But I can recommend watching this along with Cannibal Holocaust for a double animal cruelty feature.
Well, there's a lot of if you don't like animal cruelty, stay away from the cannibal films. Period.
We're cannibal in it. Cannibal in it. Don't think cannibal means there's people. No, it's a lot of animals. That shit.
Yeah, it was just it was the formula for a cannibal film. You know, you had to have cannibals and naked people and genital mutilation, and then you had to kill animals. I think that was the formula, more or less.
Giovanni, I know, was in Cannibal Apocalypse, right? Some other stuff. The Church. I can't remember anything else. I'm blanking. Look, we've been on an hour and we're in like March. God damn it! How the hell are we gonna do? We're gonna be here like 1 a.m.
So let's go to the next one then. The next one is one of my all-time favorites, La Delia, The Beyond by Lucio Fulci. One of the greats. I love this movie with all of my heart. It's so weird and bizarre.
Makes me want to be a better person. It's so good.
It's beautiful. It's artistic. It's art. This whole movie is, and the gore and everything. It is just it's a beautiful film. I love it.
And it's got the plumber,
Joe the plumber.
I rewatched this just a couple of days ago because I was glancing back at 1981 movies, and I was like, I don't care what else I watched before me and Lloyd go on. I'm watching the goddamn Beyond, and I'm watching it with happiness because it's fantastic.
It's great. Is that only me?
It's one of those movies that you may struggle with the first time you watch it, like some Italian movies. You may struggle.
Yep.
But it's worth a rewatch. Because I think if you watch it twice, it gets better because you kind of get over a lot of stuff and you start to see a lot more. So watch it.
Well, I think it's like I said before. I think it's art. I think it's a horror film as an art, piece.
Much like Suspiria, it is. It's art.
It is, yeah. And
MoMA. Boom.
Do you think so? If you consider Suspiria to be Fulci's greatest film or his masterpiece, would you also consider The Beyond to be Fulci's masterpiece?
You said Fulci to Suspiria. Come on.
No, you know what I mean. Argento.
I know what you mean. Well, maybe get over there and rub your nibbles.
Well, answer the question.
Yes, I do. I think it is his utmost masterpiece completely. Not that I don't love every other damn movie he brought out, like 15 movies a year, but
yeah.
Well, he's one of those guys, though. It's like he brought out all these movies, but all of them are good. It's like all of them are fun to watch.
They were. I'll say something a little controversial, though. I think Zombie is a little boring upon repeated watching. It can be a little boring.
Lord speaking all kinds of dirty words. He like it's boring, guys. Dude, Zombie is my favorite Fulci film. So good. Morgan loves Zombie, and Morgan does not agree with you, Lloyd.
Well, I didn't say I didn't like Zombie. I just said upon second viewing, I think it's a little boring.
It's a difficult watch.
And
Todd, good.
Todd says great score from Fabio Frizzi. Yeah, that's a great score.
Fabio Frizzi did so much. I mean, especially when you start getting into Italian films, it's a lot of Fabio Frizzi. City of the Living Dead. Even some other stuff he did, like Scorpion with Two Tails was good, Manhattan Baby, lots of stuff in there.
Lots of stuff. All right, so go ahead with the next one. You're up, Charles. What do you got for us?
May 1st, 1981, Friday the 13th, Part 2, where shit got interesting.
Yes.
All I have to say. So that's all we have to say about that. Friday the 13th, Part 2.
Everybody knows about Friday the 13th, but you get to see some of the influence from Bay of Blood in this one. If you've ever seen the Italian film Bay of Blood, it's a Bava movie. And there's so much similar. The spear scene, that's totally lifted from Bay of Blood.
Yeah, and of course Steve Miner directed that, who went on to direct a bunch of horror sequels, except for House. He did House, Warlock, Halloween H2O, Friday the 13th 3, Lake Placid, bunch of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff. But we don't really need to stick on Friday the 13th too much. And everybody knows Friday the 13th. What's next?
Next is The Nesting. Okay.
May 1st.
I have to, that was May 1st, 1981. I have to admit.
Guys, we made it to May. We made it to half the year, guys. We're good.
Exactly. I am not 100% sure that I know exactly which film this was. Is this the one produced? No, I know what it is. This is the Haunted House film.
Haunted House film about the lady with agoraphobia. She moves in and the ghosts are dead prostitutes.
Yeah.
Dead prostitute ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I've tried to watch that one several times, and I don't think I've ever made it all the way through.
It's not a good movie.
I don't think it was either.
The Nesting. It came out in 1981. There's other movies in 1981. Don't watch The Nesting. If you watch it, we didn't recommend that shit, all right?
We don't recommend that movie. Here's a good one. You're up next. What is this next one?
May 8th, 81. Graduation Day.
Yes. That was a pretty good movie.
Mass killer begins murdering students on the school track team after a track runner dies upon completion of a 30-second 200-meter marathon or race. This movie had Vanna White in it. Done. That's all.
There. Over.
Do you think the people who got her on was this before or after Wheel of Fortune? It's like, do you think the people on Wheel of Fortune said, "Damn, she'd be good for turning some letters around"?
She was good in that slasher movie.
Linnea Quigley's in this too.
Yep, she is. And she's hardly recognizable. Super young in that movie.
Yeah, she was like 3 years old. She was like 2.
It's a good slasher. It's a decent slasher. It's not the greatest slasher.
It's decent. Is it forgettable? It's a little forgettable, but why not watch it?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is. So we're going to move on to another slasher flick that is amazing that everybody's going to love, and that's The Burning from 19.
The Burning. God, what a great movie.
Got the Cropsey legend here. You've got Tom Savini special effects. It was highly censored forever on VHS and I think it played on HBO for years. And but it was always cut and censored, and only recently, in the last few years, have we got to see the excised material, and it is spectacular. It's all great stuff. The Burning is fantastic. One of the very first Weinstein production films.
Yeah, that's a story for another time there.
But it had a lot of people in their early days doing slasher flicks. I'm gonna pull it up. You had Brian Matthews, you had Brian Backer,
Jason Alexander was in this too.
Jason Alexander, yeah, Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter was in that. Yep.
You had a score by Rick Wakeman.
A lot of people start off in these slasher movies, though. It's crazy. Rick Wakeman. What else did Rick Wakeman do?
He was in that band Yes. You remember Yes? Owner of a lonely heart.
Woo! I mean, I didn't know who the hell they were until you started singing. Can you sing for me again?
No, I'm done.
Owner of a lonely heart, Lord Cryer's gonna sing it today.
Burning is definitely it's got to be a top 5 slasher flick. Still horribly underrated and underseen, in my opinion, but definitely one of the top and one of the best.
Yeah. Does it burn your loins thinking about it?
It does.
All right, Burning. All right, we got to build some time here, guys. Oh! 1981, May 15th. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Starring Little House on the Prairie's Melissa Sue Anderson.
Oh, yeah. I think it was a sequel to Little House on the Prairie.
What do you think? It is kind of thriller-ish, but it's got a lot of the slasher tropes. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. It's like you said, it's got a lot of the cliche slasherness for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was looking for a gimmick. They're like, well, shit, somebody's fucking Valentine's Day. How about a birthday? Happy birthday to me. It's done. $1 million. Make it tomorrow.
Speaking of stuff that I don't know that we've got this on our list, but there were a lot of films they were just trying to theme it, Halloween and every other holiday. Happy birthday to me. One that I don't think we're even going to get to tonight because it's not on our list, number one, nor will we even have time. But it's the one with Body by Jake, the Thanksgiving themed slasher flick. Do you remember the Home Sweet Home? I think is the name of it.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, and that came out in 1981. I just thought I'd mention it since you brought up holiday theme.
I do know the Motley Crue song called Home Sweet Home.
Yeah. Well, this has got the famous exercise guru guy, the Jake guy, Body by Jake. Anyway, moving on, back to Happy Birthday to Me.
Happy birthday to me. I think we have a TV spot for Happy Birthday to Me.
Do we? Let me find it.
Yeah, we could play that.
All right. Let's see if I get the right one. I'm just picking randomly.
Hi, Virginia. Hi.
Poor Virginia. Just when the rich young snobs at Crawford High condescended to come to her birthday party, they're all being murdered in the most bizarre ways imaginable. Happy birthday to me. Pray you're not invited.
Rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
Rated R, now playing at a theater near you. Happy birthday to me.
That'll get you in the theater.
Oh my God, Mommy, we have to go. It's my birthday. Yeah.
So what else can you say about it?
Happy birthday to me. But again, just because I like it doesn't mean that you're going to like it. Don't blame my if you watch it and you don't like it. Don't come looking for me. I'm just going to put it out there. Boom.
It gets a little slow moving at one point, but it's decent. I would rate it as probably one of the top slasher flicks. Next up.
Ooh, what's next, Lloyd?
So this is on our list. This is another Sam Neill film from the same year, 1981, May 27th. Possession.
Oh God, what a phenomenal movie!
Well,
have you ever watched that?
I have watched it, and it just every time I watch it, this is my face while I'm watching it. It's about a woman. Basically, I'm just going to give the plot away. It's about a woman who falls in love with an octopus. That's basically what the movie's about.
It's a good movie.
I know it has its fans, but it's so bizarre, man.
You're bizarre. I'm gonna have you fall in love with an octopus, you son of a bitch.
Oh my God, it's a crazy movie. I gotta see if there's any comments about this.
Somebody please.
Let's see.
So what's funny
asked me, what am I drinking? This is sweet tea. This is my favorite. My wife just brought me sweet tea.
Always drink, but when I do, it's sweet tea, Lord.
I always drink.
So this is the conundrum we're at, guys. We've been on for an hour, and we're halfway done with the list.
This is a huge list, Charles. We're at number 22, and we have 51 titles on this list.
It's not my fault that 51 damn movies came out in 1981. It was like 30 in like 1980. You gotta pick 81. Like every damn movie came out. Happy birthday!
Look,
happy Easter! Happy Kwanzaa!
Listen, I think I've proven my point though. 1981 was one of the greatest years for horror films ever.
It's quality, not quantity, Lloyd. Good Lord.
No, they're quality films. I'm here to debate you. I think they are fantastic films.
Oh yeah, Lloyd.
Somebody brought up your mug, Charles. You can get your very own Frightmare HQ mug as well, and we'll tell you about it later.
I don't always drink, but when I do, it's mugs with my damn face on it.
Todd says do a part 2 of 1981 next Wednesday. That might be a good idea. We might have to.
Yeah, we might have to.
Because this is like we are right over the hour mark. Chrissy, and I want to know this too. Chrissy wants to know how many Red Bulls did you have today? You are you are lit.
0. I have had no caffeine today whatsoever. This is me, non-caffeinated Charles. If you want to try diet Charles, we have to do this like 2 a.m.
Danny, yes, we are simulcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch right now.
Maybe we will do a part 2 next week. Maybe we'll do a part 2 tomorrow. Why not? Hell, let's just log back on tomorrow. Part 2, son of a bitch. Lloyd.
Well, at least if we're at 23, let's go ahead and get halfway through.
All right.
So next one up is you. You're next up, buddy. We covered Possession. It's a love film with a octopus. So there you go. Have a good time with that one.
It's a damn good movie, and Lloyd's a some bitch.
I'm just jealous because it's a great movie.
You're so jealous. 1981, May 29th, dead and buried. I've actually never seen this movie.
I've seen it.
I'll watch it then. I know the poster.
A lot of people rave about how great Dead and Buried is, and it's not a bad movie, but I just didn't think it was as good as people have hyped it. We're going back to Possession. Akasha wants to know, what was the name of the octopus movie again? Possession, with Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. Nathan says Dead and Buried is very underrated. So, yeah.
I know the screenplay was written by Dan O'Bannon, right? And Dan O'Bannon has done
a lot of great stuff.
A lot of great stuff.
It's a good screenplay. I will admit that it is.
Stan Winston did the special effects on it.
Yep. Robert Englund is in it. Somebody brought that up. Morgan says Robert Englund is in it, and he is.
And I know Jack Albertson's in it.
Nathan Burrows says Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka, The Last Undertaker.
Jack Albertson. Cheer up, Charlie. I've got a golden ticket. It's ours, Lloyd.
And Richard's right. 1981 was a huge year. That's why we're having trouble covering it all.
I've lost my damn mind from 81. This list is ridiculous.
So do you recommend Dead and Buried, or do you not recommend
I've never seen it. I don't even know the damn movie.
Oh, that's right. You said you hadn't seen it.
I've never seen it.
You know what? I would recommend watching it. It's not a bad watch. It's just not one of my.
They had me at Grandpa Joe.
There you go.
Grandpa
Next
Joe.
up, number 24 on our list.
I want to hear more about Grandpa Joe.
Demonoid.
Demonoid's fantastic, phenomenal.
I love Demonoid. It's real trashy and bizarro. It's got what's her name from Brood? What was her name? Samantha Eggar.
Samantha Eggar, yeah.
And it's a crazy movie. Vinegar Syndrome put it out, one of our vendors, and I love Demonoid. I think it's a fun movie. It's no Dead and Buried, but it's something that I enjoy. That's just my taste.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I believe it was filmed in Mexico, wasn't it? Which a lot of movies weren't filmed in Mexico around that time. It was a lot of U.S. and Canada and Italy. So
is that right?
It's a fun movie, though. I mean, I can't remember the last time I watched it, but I know I've seen it a couple of times, and I always enjoyed it. And I think I used to have a VHS copy of it. There's no telling where that is.
I used to have a VHS, but I did break down and buy the Blu-ray.
For a Vinegar?
And it's worth it. I think it was worth it. But Samantha Eggar's in it. Again, this is probably a movie that I would recommend that, you probably wouldn't like, but I just think it's crazy and wild and weird. So it's a fun movie.
Lloyd likes it. Doesn't mean you're going to like the damn movie. I like it too, though. It's fun.
Did we have a picture of that one?
I think we had a picture of the poster because the poster is awesome.
The poster is very cool. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah,
Demonoid, Messenger of Death. Isn't this isn't it like some sort of Aztec cult or something weird like that?
Comes the ultimate horror. Yeah, it's like a cult who built this temple and they cut off their left hands only. It's weird.
Yeah. The opening scene is some chick getting her hand cut off.
Yeah. So if you're really into watching left hands get cut off, that is your movie.
Severed hand film.
Oh, your freaking mind. All right,
you're up next.
I like Richard's comment. Welcome to Lloyd's Movies You Won't Like.
Yeah.
That's going to be the new podcast. Welcome to Lloyd's Movies You Won't Like.
He's very right. Chrissy Gilliland says it's worth a watch. I think it is too. Oh, she might have been talking about Dead and Buried, though.
We're going to just say, I mean, how many people are actually watching this? Are we just talking to ourselves now?
No, we have a bunch of people in the all over. We're good.
All right.
I say let's do two more, and we'll kind of go out on those two, and then we'll make this a part two.
All right. Where the hell were we even at? Oh.
This is Charles's favorite movie.
Which, oh my God.
Number 25 on the list, Charles.
Number 25 is July 9th, 1981, featuring the film The Burial Ground.
La Notte del Terror.
La Notte del Tupperware. Night of the
wasn't released until 1985. It's a Andrea Bianchi film.
It's also known as Nights of Terror, Zombie Horror, Zombie Dead, Zombie Tupperware, everything. But yeah, it was released in 81 to Italy.
Yep. And it's famous.
85.
Yeah, US at 85. It's famous for a grown man that plays a little boy.
Yeah.
That eventually bites his mother's nipple off.
Bites her special areas off.
Yes. And it's crazy.
Special areas. Yeah. I don't mind it. There's that. It's fun. I mean, just because I like it, doesn't mean you're gonna like it. But yeah, Michael does bite off his poor mama's nipple in it. But they did have to hire an adult because of the laws restricting film scenes for children that were so violent.
You can't film a child doing something like that. Why not?
You can't film a child with a titty in his mouth biting it off. That's apparently frowned upon. Probably not in one of Loyd's movies. Loyd be like, "Bite that titty, you son of a bitch." I'm filming.
That's the only reason, really, to watch this movie. Let's just face it.
It really is.
A grown man play a little boy that bites his mother's nipple off. That's really the only reason to watch this movie. There's no other reason. It's a zombie flick, and there's some zombies in it. Okay,
such a bad influence we are on people. Jesus Christ, Loyd!
It is a crazy movie. It really is.
Oh my God!
This is another film that Loyd recommends that you probably won't like.
Welcome to Loyd's movies that you shouldn't and probably won't like.
Roxy says, "Wean that boy." Yeah, well, that's the thing is, isn't he supposed to be like 12 or 13 in the movie or something, and he's still breastfeeding or something?
Well, I still breastfeed on Loyd. I slept in hi, Loyd.
Oh my gosh. Not again, Charles. Please don't do it again.
Let me see them Loyd titties. I want to see
them.
Yes.
We're going to do one more and then we're done.
Show me one of your titties. We're not done until I say we're done, mister.
We are about to be done. The Survivor. Never seen it, Charles. It's Australian. And I haven't seen it. It's got Jenny Gutter in it. That's what my notes say. Jenny Gutter. I have not seen this movie.
Did you say Jenny Gutter?
Huh?
Did you say Jenny Gutter?
Hell yeah, I said Jenny Gutter.
You mean Jenny Agutter?
No, a gutter. It's a gutter. Richard says zombies and nipple biting is all I need in a movie.
Let me sum up The Survivor for you. I've seen it. It's based on a novel. It's a shitty movie. Don't ever watch it.
Okay, thanks, Charles. We could have just skipped over this one. It says James Herbert.
No, we can't skip over it because you wanted to go over a damn movie that came out in 1981.
I didn't say go over every damn movie. We didn't go over every damn movie from 1980.
We almost did. There's only like 14 of them. There was 14 good movies that came out, not 193 movies.
Hey, that's why it's a great year. You got to read this. You got to read this note that you made.
I made a great note. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind. So,
yeah.
The best thing about this movie is the guy who wrote the novel that it was based on said this is an absolute piece of shit movie.
He said it's terrible, absolute rubbish. And it's James Herbert. Is this the same James Herbert that wrote Dune?
Yeah. So the key point of this is don't watch this movie.
James Herbert says
read the novel.
This movie.
Read the novel. Get yourself some education by reading the novel.
Yeah, read James Herbert's novel. I hear he's a pretty good author, or whatever they call those guys.
He's a good word presser guy. He got putting them words together, and that makes sense better than a movie, the thicker movie do.
All I know is
We're excited.
We're done for today, but when I look at the poster for this movie, it's it looks like, do you remember when you were a kid and you used to have those pop out people on paper? You may be too young for that, Charles, but anyway, it's got this guy. What is he? He's an airline pilot. And it looks like his face has been popped out from where his head is, and it's been placed over here. So
that sounds phenomenal.
And it's got Jenny Gutter in it.
I love that there Jenny Gutter, especially when take off her top an American Werewolf.
It says Brian May was the film composer.
Yeah, Brian May was the film composer, but I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt for being on this movie, so I'm not mentioning names.
Brian May, he did the music. So guitarist from Queen.
Now, what's going to be funny is we're going to do part 2. And
oh my God, Chrissy got it. Paper dolls.
Paper dolls.
Right. I'm over here struggling with this. Y'all remember them things?
You
they
remember
were people and you pop stuff out? Yeah, paper dolls.
I got to get paper dolls.
Yes,
I'm gonna laugh when we do part 2 and like nobody shows up. They're gonna be like, no, never again with these people. Never again.
Good show. I think people enjoyed us talking about crap. Did y'all enjoy us or no? Morgan says Brian May from Queen. Yes, it was Brian May from Queen.
Do a part 2 because there's still a lot of good movies on this list. There's some that Loyd are going to like, but you're not going to like. There's some ones on there too, but
we are getting votes. People say love y'all. Yes. Morgan says, "Oh yeah, Roxy, very enjoyable. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all for joining us. We have too much fun doing this stuff."
I didn't think it would take this long to do 20 movies, but apparently it does. When you have such great movies such as this. Well, we got a lot of good, guys. You guys got to join us again because we still got to talk about Evil Speak.
Evil Speak. I love Evil Speak, man. It's like the male version of Carrie.
We'll
talk about Evil Speak. We've got Wolfen. We've got Student Bodies, which is a great slasher parody.
A movie I like that nobody else likes but me, The Boogans. Oh, that's on there.
Yeah, I like The Boogans too. We still haven't even gotten to The Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. And I queued you guys up an amazing Evil Dead trailer. Not just an Evil Dead trailer. It's the Japanese trailer to Evil Dead. Everybody has to watch it. It's phenomenal. Because it sounds like a samurai movie. It's fantastic.
Matt pulled up Brian May's. It says he died April 1997. Is this not the same guy? Oh, no,
I was kidding, Lloyd. It's not.
At the top, it says not to be confused with Brian May, the guitarist for the band Queen.
I was joking. I thought we were joking. No, it's not the same guy.
Yeah. Oh well, whatever. It could have been. We could have started that rumor.
Yeah, it was the same guy. You know, I'm telling you. Yeah. But let me tell you though, the guy, not to be confused with Brian May from Queen, but Brian May, the composer, actually did some good stuff. He went on to do Mad Max, the Road Warrior, which is a great score. He also did Dr. Giggles in '92, which I like that score. It was fun. It was weird.
Yeah. Great stuff.
He also did the original Mad Max too, I believe. So he's got some good stuff behind him.
Cool.
So part 2, guys. When are we going to do it, Lloyd?
We ended on The Survivor next week. Well, let's just do it next Wednesday. How about that? Part 2 next Wednesday.
Guys, at this pace, we're going to be through the 1980s in March of 2021. So
there we go. So we'll start with Wolfen next week.
Oh, Wolfen! You get me all excited, Lloyd. I want to talk about Wolfen right now.
Yeah, people are asking about it. When will part 2 happen? Next Wednesday. We'll just that's kind of the plan. Is we're going to do every Wednesday. We're going to cover a year in at least the 80s because
we can get through a year because apparently the 81 is going to take us 6 weeks to do.
Well, I think our limit is like 25 movies. I think that's where we hit the max is 25 films.
But sometimes they're fun to talk about more of them.
Yes. I do have another video shout out from one of our guests that we haven't played yet. We played Dee Wallace. We played Kate Hodge.
Kate.
And now I have a video shout out that Robert McNaughton sent us. So let's go ahead and play that real quick.
Hi, this is Robert McNaughton from ET. I'm quarantined right now in New York City, so I can't be at Texas Frightmare weekend. As soon as this Frightmare is over, I can't wait to see you all. And stay safe, everybody.
That's pretty cool. He had E.T. and Chucky behind him.
You know, that's a crossover movie that never happened. That should have happened. She had E.T. meets Chucky. I would have watched that.
We're getting another photo queued up. What did we give away last time? We'll announce that on Saturday. We'll just do this on Saturday. Yeah, Tobin Bell we'll announce the winner Saturday. Okay.
Tobin's a good one. Make sure you guys share this shit though, because if you don't share it, I don't know. We're not going to do anything, dude. We're just not going to give you a damn autograph.
No, we'll do it Saturday. Akasha says, will y'all continue this even beyond quarantine? I wouldn't mind doing it. How about you, Charles?
Oh, I'm going to keep doing it until you guys stop watching those. It'll just be me and Loyd doing this by ourselves, and we'll still do it.
Exactly. One more thing that I wanted to bring up before we go is
Bring it up.
Charles put in a lot of work on this show this week, and he put in a lot of work on something that has been requested. So let me share a screen here, and I'm going to show you guys what Charles did.
I didn't do anything. Don't tell people what I did.
Let's see.
I'm just trying to be like Lord Cry when I grow up.
You guys got to be patient with me because I'm trying to find this.
He don't like that in their new thing. I'm going to sit here reading my damn book while you do this.
I see Brian May.
I'm going to read my book while you figure out what you're doing. Some bitch, this is a good one.
Okay, here it is. So, is it up there, Charles? There it is. So Charles jumped in and he created some merch because you guys requested it. So you guys can go on right here, shopspreadshirt.com/Frightmare-HQ. So it's kind of a long, but you can go back and we'll put this in the description if you guys want it. But for everybody that requested a shirt, we have some shirts available now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thanks for doing that, Charles.
Anything for you, Lloyd. Anything for my number one fan, Lloyd Cryer.
And then everything that we have, any money that we make, which is not a ton of money, but any money that we do make, we're going to put it back into the show and, buy better equipment and better software and all of that kind of stuff and just make the show even better.
Yeah, that's kind of the goal here is for us to make things better. Not just equipment, but also come up with stuff to give away for you guys, and all that comes from that. So,
looks like some people have already ordered. Thank you, Meredith, for ordering. Richard ordered.
Let me put this out there. I really want a T-shirt with Meredith's face on it. I need it for my life.
You heard it, Meredith. Get your website going so we can all get on there.
I want meredith.meredithmerch.shirts.org/co now.
I think you just put the totes and the Mason cups up, didn't you?
I did actually. I had to queue them up. It took a little bit.
Looks good. All right, guys. Well, I think we are going to go ahead and sign out. Charles, do you have anything else you want to talk about before we say goodbye?
No, just want to say thanks to everybody for joining, and hopefully we can get through 81.
Yeah.
Well, please join us again. We enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun, and thanks, guys, for commenting. We'll have this shared, so if you can, even though you've already sat here with us, try to like and comment, subscribe, because that helps us too. And appreciate everybody.
Something that I found out, if you watch us on Twitch, you get one free Amazon Prime subscription to a channel. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a Twitch account, and then you could subscribe to us. Doesn't cost you anything. But the subscription would go through your Prime account. So if you can do that, that would help us out a lot. Subscribe to our channel through your Amazon Prime. That would be great. We would appreciate that. And I think that's about all we've got. Don't forget, this Saturday, 2 p.m. Central, we're going live. And we have William Butler as a guest. Night of the Living Dead, Leatherface.
Yeah.
Tons of stuff. Friday the 13th, part 7, right? First Blood or the last.
He's already said he's got fun stories. Super nice guy too.
Yeah, and he's got some new projects that he's going to talk about. A new novel or a new book that he's going to have out, and some new film projects too that he's going to talk about. So this will probably be first news on those things from William Butler. So. Guys, I think that's it. Thank you all for joining us. Had a great time tonight. My name is Lloyd. I am your host, and I am here with
Carlos Dos
Carlos Does. Hey, is it Does or Doze?
Oh, for you, it's whatever you want it to be, baby.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We had a good time. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.